All right, so a little bit of a shop update. So as you guys probably know, I don't have a paint booth in this location. I had one on my old one, but you don't necessarily need one. It is obviously optimal because it's a lot easier to maintain and whatnot. But for this, we're gonna do a build out on in here. So what I'm gonna do is, if you see this column right here, we're gonna run a curtain across these trusses and then down this line. So that gives me about a 25-foot length and a I believe 14 feet width, which is basically the size of a paint booth would be. This whole wall here is going to be sealed off and painted white, so we got a nice bright wall there, and then it's going to be lined with 8-foot LEDs, 8-foot LEDs on the ceiling, and then I'll have a movable LEDs on the outside. The curtain will be clear, so the light from the outside will come in. We'll put 8-foot LEDs out here. So the exhaust obviously is going to go out that way, and it's going to work really well. Also, what I've got is these fans that I'm going to mount on the ceiling. So there'll be fans mounted up on these trusses blowing down. So we're going to have a semi-downdraft booth, so the air will come down and then out. That's pretty optimal for paint setting. The best of the best would be a downdraft booth, which it'll pull through the floor. But obviously I've got a concrete floor here and I'm not gonna go and put in that. So we're gonna make the best possible setup for what I have here. Because obviously paint booths are expensive and require a lot of build out and a lot of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna build a booth in here. And realistically, if everything's sealed up nice and well lit and the curtains up, everything should come out just as good as if it was painted in a booth. Even I see regular paint booths or, you know, $50,000 paint booths and people still get little dust nibs. It's just a part of the gig. You can't get everything super, you know, doctor clean or surgery room clean, but you can definitely make a really good setup for something like this, and I think it's gonna work really well. But for now, I've got the fans, so I'm gonna get the fans put up first. I'm gonna get the lights ordered. I'm waiting to hear back for the quote for the curtain, but yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop as far as the process goes. But I'm pretty hyped because, like I said, I've been spraying in an open air area like this so far, and like I said, everything's come out good, but this just makes things that much better, especially with the, you know, the finished product and not having to buff as much and clean up as much. The lighting really helps too, just being able to see for good coverage and stuff like that. So again, I'm always trying to make things better. If you guys know me or ever seen my shops, the shops that I move into and the shops that I, you know, have down the line are night and day. I mean, I'm always trying to improve setups and whatnot. So yeah, you can see it's just a big open space right now. The other thing I'm gonna do, again, it's gonna be down the line because it's not as important, is that little area there is gonna be basically finished work. So that'll be where the buffing gets done. That'll be where the, probably where I do my vinyl wraps as well, because it's a pretty good little space. You know, I can line, like I said, do the same idea, do paint the walls and do a bunch of lighting and maybe do the hexagon cool lighting, so that way when this area is finished and we have a finished product in there, I can take photos and it'll look really good. One other thing I plan to do is get a bunch of flags. That's just cosmetic stuff. A bunch of flags to hang along these rafters, probably up here, and get this wall finished. But as you guys know, paint's expensive and this wall is basically raw drywall, so it still needs a lot of finish work. But again, that's just, you know, that's just cosmetic. It's not really, it doesn't affect anything as far as paint. But this is my number one concern, getting this ready, getting this finished up. That way, like I said, everything comes out nice. And yeah, that's it for now. And yeah, say what up to Drago. For all you guys that watch these videos and subscribe and all that stuff, I appreciate you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.